Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations. In today's video, we're going to be diving back into some Cookie Run Kingdom. I'm going to be bringing you guys 3 epic cookies that you should 100% be investing in, especially as a new player in this game, because I'm telling you, all 3 of them are going to be worth the investment, and not only for short term, but even long term, and all 3 of these cookies will help carry you through literally any content. So today's video, I'll be showing you those 3 epic cookies, how to build those epic cookies, and why they are as good as I claim them to be. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at our very first epic cookie we've got, and that's going to be none other than Dark Choco Cookie. Dark Choco has legitimately been in the game since day 1 and very high on the tier list when it comes to PVE content exclusively, and not only that, early days of PvP. I mean, you can still utilize Dark Choco in the PvP, especially at lower level tiers if you've got, some levels already invested on him, because literally everybody's going to be utilizing and building a Dark Choco anyway for world exploration and guild boss and other types of PvE content. So naturally, if you got one leveled up, early level tiers for the arena, don't feel bad about just utilizing him there. But at the end of the day, there has been better additions that have come out, things like Strawberry Crepe and Hollyberry and other tanks, that obviously take his place in the arena. However, though, when we take a look at Dark Choco's skill, and what really makes him excel is actually going to be the defense break that's being applied, and it's not being applied to a single target, it's being applied to an area of effect, or basically AoE, so any enemy that gets hit is going to take that 20% defense reduction. As the skill says, strikes the ground with his great sword, inflicting chain lightning upon the enemies. Those unfortunate affected by this dark lightning suffer from great damage in lower defense, and that's going to be 20% of defense reduction for 7 seconds. This is legitimately what separates the men from the boys, dude. Dark Choco is absolutely ridiculous. With the minus 20% debuff to defense for the enemies being applied, literally allows your team to do so much more damage, and that's what makes, Dark Choco literally, I would probably say, the #1, if not the #2 best cookie for guild boss in general. It's gonna pretty much, in my opinion, competing with Licorice. Either you gotta run a Licorice or you gotta run a Dark Choco to literally get maximum damage. Either one that you want to claim as #1, that's up to you, but at the end of the day, just know Dark Choco's defense break is insanely good and offers a ton of value. Now, as far as overall toppings go for Dark Choco, there's actually 2 different builds. There's the generic build, which is pretty much anything but guild boss, and then you've got the 1 guild boss build, which is what I'm currently showing you guys here. As a guild boss build, I would honestly say run a full Searing Raspberry set. The guild boss goes off of how much damage that your team can do to the boss, and if you're running a full almond set, yes, your Dark Choco can live a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, that little bit of longer isn't going to be, contributing to as much damage, because you're just not running a full Searing Raspberry set. By running a full Searing Raspberry set, you're not only getting that defense, debuff being applied to the boss is what Dark Choco's actually there for, but you're also taking advantage of as much attack as possible, therefore increasing your score every time Dark Choco uses his ability. However, though, moving on to the second build, and that's going to be a full solid almond set. Running a full solid almond set and everything else but guild boss will make sure that Dark Choco stays alive. Literally, you want Dark Choco to stay alive as much as possible because you want to make sure you are utilizing that the defense debuff that he applies to everybody as much as possible. No matter what run you're doing, whether it's going to be an AoE run with a bunch of enemies or you're doing a single target boss stage. Ideally, the single target boss stage is going to be where somebody like Dark Choco really comes into play, because there's a lot of other teams that you can utilize, to clear waves and just a bunch of mobs faster outside of Dark Choco, but nevertheless, still a very good option as a frontline tank when it comes to world exploration and other PvE PvP content. And then obviously, as you can see here, when you're focusing in on running a solid almond set, you're literally going to try to maximize as much damage resistance as possible. You can see we were able to achieve 40.3% damage resistance, which is actually super probably overkill for Dark Choco because, again, he is a frontline cookie, but he's not really a, main tank cookie. He's technically a charge cookie, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, moving on to the second cookie we've got that we're going to be featuring today, and that's going to be another epic, and that's going to be Sorbet Shark. Although Sorbet Shark has not been in the game since the official release, and it did come out with the Tropical Soda Islands update, at the end of the day, Sorbet has been killing it since he was dropped into the game, or they were dropped into the game. I'm not exactly sure the gender, but at the end of the day, Sorbet, absolutely very good addition to any team. He works in PvP and works in PvE, back and forth simultaneously, different compositions. Literally anybody and everybody can just pick up a Sorbet, throw him on your team as a damage dealer. It's an ambush cookie. It does just a mega ton of damage. And not only that, his skill has like basically two different variations. It changes from PvE and changes when he goes to PvP content. And both of the skill variations are very, very good. So definitely don't sleep on a Sorbet Shark. We're not going to read all of this stuff here, but just know PvE, he does additional damage to additional units. And then when he jumps into PvP content, basically he does additional damage, which is what they consider true damage, which just ignores the enemy's defense. So again, very, very good cookie to invest in. Then as far as overall toppings go, there's literally only one good choice in my opinion for Sorbet Shark. I definitely think that a full searing raspberry set is 100% going to be the best way to go. Literally, it's an ambush cookie. You want to max out the attack and the damage that Sorbet is doing to just add overall damage and DPS to your team. Like I said, guys, searing raspberry set's the best way to go. Running a 5 set will give you that additional 5% attack. And not only that, when it comes to focusing on individual substats, I would really focus on obviously additional more attack, damage resistance, especially just to keep Sorbet alive longer because he is going to be placed in the middle line, so he'll take a lot more damage than things like, the back end cookies. And then not only that, the additional cooldown again is a very good option just because you want to make sure that Sorbet's utilizing his skill as much as possible and doing as much damage as possible in doing so. Alrighty, and then now officially diving into the third and final epic cookie we're going to be featuring for today's video, and that's going to be Cotton Cookie. Yeah, Cotton Cookie, one of the brand new or most recent brand new cookies into the game. Absolutely killing it, and arguably I would say the best epic cookie in the game. Keep in mind, when I say the best epic in the game, I do not just mean like as damage dealer or a healer or anything like that. I just mean in general, because not only getting a Cotton early game would be a massive game changer for you, but even getting Cotton mid game or late game is still a massive game changer for you. And not only that, just the utility that Cotton offers in general is absolutely insane. Taking a look at the skill here, it's a lot to read, but we're just going to skip all the white and we're going to show you guys the gray stuff. We're doing AoE healing, not only for your cookies, but also for summoned creatures. We're getting an attack increase for your summoned creatures. We are then getting minions being summoned. Those minions are going to be getting their attack and defense buffed and increased. And then last but not least, we've also got a sheep stampede or a minion stampede that is going to be providing a stun of 1 second. Absolutely insane, guys. They've literally taken a little bit of everything from different types of cookies that everybody's running, combined it into one cookie, labeled it as a support unit, and it's insane the utility that Cotton offers. Definitely do not be sleeping on a Cotton. Get her now before the banner is officially gone and you cannot get that rate up anymore. Now, when it comes to toppings of choice for running Cotton Cookie, in my opinion, I think the best way to go is going to be a mixed set, which is very, very rare for me to say, but at the end of the day, I think a mix set's gonna be the best way to go. It's the easiest and the most flexible way to go, I guess I would say. Naturally, you're trying to get as much damage resistance as you possibly can to make sure that Cotton stays alive, right? She's a support unit. You want to make sure she stays alive because not only does she provide healing for your entire team and can potentially be your main healer, but she also has a ton of other utility that you want to be taking advantage of. That brings me into the second point of running something like Swift Chocolates, which is going to be focusing in on cooldown. The reason why you want to make sure that you get as much cooldown as you can on Cotton is because you want to make sure that she's utilizing her skill as often as possible. Once again, to take advantage of all of the utility that she can provide for any team composition. And then as far as overall substats go, legitimately, just like I mentioned before, the additional damage resistance is an absolute must, and the additional cooldown is an absolute must, and those two should be your main focus. Try to cap out damage resistance and try to cap out cooldown as much as possible. The rest of them are literally just going to be additives that don't really make or break Cotton Cookie. You just really want to make sure that she's using her skill as much as possible and staying alive as long as possible. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude today's video. As always, drop a comment down below if you have any additional questions about these 3 epic cookies, how to build them, which one's better, which one's worse, and all of that fancy stuff. But again, if you have them in your arsenal, you should be building them. You should absolutely be using them. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you not only know when I drop a video, guys, but when I go live. You'll be amazed of how many people that come into my live streams late and they're like, Kodeations, I didn't even get notified that you went live. So definitely hit that notification bell if you are interested in getting that notification. Join the Discord. Links provided down below in the description as always. And with that being said, guys, happy holidays. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas coming up if I don't talk to you before then. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.